And when she did that, it was like a new surge of strength went through her. And she said, I will have my baby. And the doctor and I delivered destiny. And she came out on the bed, turned over, looked around as if to say, hello, world. And it was awesome. It was quite awesome. I had to finish that story. You would have never liked me anymore. We need to look more really about the opening of the mouth. How many times have we said something tacky to a friend, to our husband, to our kids, that we just wish, oh, if I could just take it back. I've really learned this old crazy thing, and it works for me. If you can count to 10 to yourself, not out loud, do it to yourself. It'll keep your mouth closed that way, see. Really do that and think about it and weigh your words, because that's something you just cannot take back anymore. And by the way, girls, men love it when women know how to shut up. When women don't dominate a conversation and walk into the room and every woman knows there that she's the big mouth and she will dominate every conversation. You can't talk about anything that she hasn't done. You can't talk about anything bad that hasn't happened to her or anything good. It's really too bad. It's good to be ears sometimes and just be classy ladies, right? Take that home and kind of chew it around. You'll like it better as it grows on you. Okay. And on her tongue is the law of kindness. Good word. She watches over the ways of her household. I won't have time to go into all of this. Just do read it again when you get home. And does not eat the bread of idleness as heavy. Idleness has caused more problems in the home with women than anything I know. Idleness causes you to be sloppy and lazy, uncaring, ungroomed, idle to do nothing. See, you've got to be motivated to do something. I mean, find something you like to do. And anytime you can't find something you like to do, corny as it may sound to some of y'all, this is what you need to be doing. You might be a great artist, you don't know that. You might be really good at cooking, you just haven't really tried a lot. You might just be a designer, you could model clothes. You might be a great hairstylist, you don't really know. Some things you have to try. I decided one winter I got snowed at the ranch, I said, I'm going to paint. I'd never even seen an easel as far as just walking up and looking one over. I've seen them, of course, but I mean finding one that I wanted to get and buy and take home with me. I didn't even know what to ask for. I went in and paid $200 for a bunch of paint. I didn't even know what to buy. But I decided if somebody else can paint it, I can paint it. May not be right, the depth in it may not be good, but I'll try it. I went out to the farm, got to sketching the trees, the snow all over the trees. Buck came in, he said, did you trace that? I said, no, I just did that myself. And I started painting. It wasn't gorgeous, but it was fulfilling. There's something to be done. There's so much ministry that needs to be done, girls, that we aren't touching bases. We really aren't. The job is not being done, and most of it's on our shoulders, whether we like to admit that or not. It really is. I love this. Her children rise up and call her blessed. You cannot have a higher compliment than for your children to call you blessed. Women that kids love to be with are the kind of women I love to be with. I love the greatest compliment to me, and Buck gets so tickled he just stands and shakes his head. I walk through airports, and I love sign language, and I'll sign to when I see deaf people sitting talking. I'll sign I love you or something. And children, I don't even know why. I can't tell you why. But they follow me. They'll leave their mother and follow me down the airport corridor. They Buck. They chase me and sit down. They want to see what kind of purse I've got. They want to look at my jewelry. They want to talk to me. And I'm sitting there thinking, boy, if I was a bad person, I could kidnap a lot of kids. Because their parents are, oh my God, where'd they go? Over here, they're fine, all's well. Your children rise up and call you blessed. They love to be with you. They love to hear you talk and tell stories. The little girls love to watch you put on your makeup. They love to get in your closet and play with your lingerie. Man, Reba and I have been sisters, really more than mother and daughter. She's been my best buddy. Really, we shop together. I don't think of myself as an older woman with Reba. I think of her as my older sister. I really, truly do. But you got to know I was just barely 17 when she was born. She's been raising me. Now you go to figuring up all the dates, and if you go off and tell I'm 52, I swear you lied. I I think Reba likes to be with me. I love to be with my mother. My mother was illiterate, but she was smart. She didn't have an education, maybe second grade school, but she was a very smart lady, and she was a great storyteller. She really was. As I grew older, there was a spirit of mother of sadness because she'd gone through so much that I found myself not having as much fun being with her as I realized why she was so sad, you see. And it wasn't a whole lot of fun. But there isn't a child in our family that wouldn't rise up and call my mother blessed because they saw her do without. They saw her work with needles and thread. They saw her cook food, oh, the finest cook you ever saw. Their house, you could eat off her floors. It was so clean. And I looked at my mother and I thought all the poor, poverty-stricken areas we came through without anything. But my mother always made it fun at Christmas. We never were allowed to have a lot of candy. She just didn't let us have that junk stuff. We couldn't afford it. She'd always have apples and oranges. I only had one toy in my life when I was a kid, a little doll, but they couldn't afford it. But Mother would make popcorn, string the trees. I look back now and know how rich I really was, you know, and I can call my mother blessed, and that's wonderful. Her husband also praises her. The highest form of praise is for your husband to praise you and think you're just super. You're great. I could just stay here all day. Many daughters, this is his word, and what a great note to end this scripture on. Let me just go back and do the whole thing there. Her husband also, and he praises her, and this is him saying, many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Isn't it neat when the husband just sort of looks up as the queen of the house and says, the kids are great and they're tough and all that good stuff, but you excel them all.